Okay, the question we get all the time is what is a shoe last and why do I need it? Well, the shoe last actually is really the start of the whole shoemaking process. It's what sets the shape. It's what sets the shape of the shoe. So actually, let me show you quickly. This is from our book, Shoemaking, Pattern Making, and Last Design. So basically, yeah, the shoe last basically takes the shape of the human foot. You'll see it's a little bit generalized because it's got to fit everyone. If you're lucky enough to get a pair of last custom made for you, awesome. But basically, you can see that for every type of shoe, there's a different type of last, and let's see what that looks like. So so here we have a sort of a classic sleek running shoe last. Here's a high top sort of basketball shoe last, right? Because again, every shoe type needs its own type of last. And particularly when you start looking at things like high heel shoes, right? Or what's this look like? That's a ballet shoe last, right? Very special shape. So again, depending on the type of shoe you're making, you're going to need a last. Lasts come in, plastic, right? And this is the very common now for mass production. In old times, they would use wooden last. You could still use wood if you're doing it, making one yourself, or for making custom shoes. If you go to a shoemaker, they might use wood because it's easy to add and subtract to make a custom fit for you. Again, not really suitable for modern mass production. You can see this one's got metal plates on the bottom so that it doesn't wear out. Okay. And then depending on the type of shoe construction you're using, you might want to use a metal last. So if you want to make like a Converse or a Vans vulcanized shoe where the whole shoe goes into the oven, plastic and wood don't do well in vulcanizing ovens, so actually use a metal one. Um, How's the last used in shoemaking? Well, when you're designing a shoe, you're going to create your upper design on the last, and that's what gives the piece its 3D. And when you go to produce a shoe, you're going to use the last to put the upper on to hold the upper super tight so that you can glue the bottom on. And without a last, it's really difficult to glue all this together, right? So that's why you need a last for production. Now, we have a couple of different lasts available. We have this sleeker classic SNF1 last, and this is great for kind of jogger style shoes like this, but also you can make this kind of sleek sort of van style. And this last comes with what's called a V hinge. And this one allows the last to articulate. And basically, if you have a V hinge, you're going to have to push the toe. I'm going to say up, but if you're on a lasting jack, actually you're going to end up pushing this toe down. And this is what that looks like, where the V hinge closes, right? So that's the SNF1 again. Now the other last we have available is the AJ1, and this is basically classic basketball. So Air Force One, Jordan 1, Dunk, all those types of classic basketball shoes all are using a last very similar to this or exactly like this. In this style, you think, wait a minute, I don't see a hinge on it, but actually this is what's called a tendo hinge. And in this case, it breaks the opposite direction. So this is what this is what that last looks like when it's broken. Uh, Basically, when you're on the last jack, you have to push it up to open it. Again, like I said, it doesn't look like it's hinged, but in fact, it's hinged. So again, those are you know that's basically sort of a quick primer on what those things look like. Where can you get one? Well, here, let me show you. Let's go over to Shoemakers Academy. Actually, you're here. That's great. And let's take a look. So here we are. We're going to go over here to tools and supplies. And here we have our last and outsole. So we have the Air Jordan style last and the SNF1. Now, if you're doing a DIY shoe project, you might want an outsole with it. So let's go. I'm going to take you over to the last and outsole together. And basically, these are a matched set. They fit together. There's just enough space around the edge so you can put your upper together. And then basically, it's so easy. Just come down here and pick your size, add to cart, done. that is a shoe last, and where you can get one.